Hello, my name is Gregtech and welcome back to our Omnifactory playthrough. I just got some of the crushed uranites going because I do want to get some more of this polymer stuff. So I have a bunch of clay, but I don't have anything to run those, unfortunately. Yeah, we'll get that processed up and then we can turn that into those polymer clay things. Yeah. So we're getting pulsating dust. We have a bunch of clay because clay is actually really easy to farm up in the Lost Cities convention. But last episode we went ahead and got the cutting machine, the laser engraver, and we got some of these parts to get cheaper circuits. But unfortunately, we have this electronic assembler thing that we can go ahead and get. Because now that we have these integrated circuits and stuff, we can go ahead and do that. But we don't have the resistors and transistors, which really make it much, much cheaper. Because you do need plastic for that. Polyethylene is a type of plastic. So we need to kind of do that. And what I am thinking here, I should probably just claim all this stuff. What I'm thinking is I'm going to use these really expensive. I mean, I need 2 of these, so 8 of those, and then each of these is so 24. We're going to need 24 of the cheapest circuits, which it's not difficult to make. It's just a lot of resources. But I think what we're going to do is get this, and I think I'm going to use it to craft up the MV assembly machine, which is going to be expensive. Obviously, because the robot arms, that also requires a circuit. So it's going to require 2 of those, tier 3, and then 2 tier 2 for those, and a bunch of different components. And now I'm looking at that. Actually, I should be getting aluminum dust smelted up here. And I should probably also like move the blast furnace to require MV. It would be easier because we output 4 amps of MV. Actually, it doesn't even matter how many batteries you have in there. I think it's just the CEF outputs 4 or 16. I don't think it matters how many batteries are actually. You can run this without any batteries. But yeah, so this outputs 4 amps of MV, whereas this is only getting 1 amp of MV. So if I have other stuff running, it does kind of compete with that. But I didn't particularly feel like moving. It works fine. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I have Macerator going. It may not be that's getting enough power. Yeah, warding machines need more energy. Because I have my Macerator running. Maybe I should move this. I don't want to have to move it every time I like upgrade though. Maybe we could send an MV cable over. That could be kind of fun, actually. Although MV... Yeah, the one issue I have with Gregtech Community Edition is the way the power works. So every single one of these cables has to be 4x. Even though if I put an energy hatch here and ran a cable, it would only be pulling like 1 amp. I can't put a 1x cable because it'll burn up. That's my one big gripe about Gregtech Community Edition. So if I wanted to do that, I would have to go I would probably go underneath this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like 8. I would need like 8 4x cables, and that's like a lot of energetic alloy and stuff, which we don't have at the moment. I mean, it's not difficult to get, but it's just something to think about. Yeah, basically the easiest would be just to move it. Maybe I will. I don't know. It's fine for now, I think. I think it's gonna work. I mean, it does seem to be working. Pretty much. I don't think it's storing any extra, but anyway. I'm talking a lot. So yeah, we're gonna get these, and I think I'm going to use them for the MV assembly machine. But really, before we kind of get into that, because the main reason I want that is for these like SMD components, because those will let us get processors, which are the even easier circuits to make. And I'm trying to remember, let's do tier 1. Yes. Oh, refined circuit. It's not a processor. Refined circuit. So, like, you can use these as opposed to these, which are a bit annoying. This one isn't too bad. But if you look at the capacitor, that's kind of annoying to make. You get 4 transistors. Again, a bit annoying to make. You get 4. But like the SMDs are actually quite easy. So just some electrum wire carbon, you get 24 of those. SMD, some foil, silicon rubber foil, aluminum, you get 16 kind of thing. So, galvanium plate, you get 32. But the problem with those is you do need polyethylene for that. Although now that I'm looking at this, actually, we can craft up these. Oh, no, we can't. We need the plastic. That's right. That's what we need that for. So I'm getting a little ahead of myself. The SMDs, we can do, but if you really want to get the cheaper circuits, you need these plastics, basically. So polyethylene, sulfuric acid, copper foil. But in order to get polyethylene, obviously we need to do a whole bunch of chemistry stuff. So let me, yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. I'm wanting to get into plastics as soon as possible. Also because they're cheaper to make MV hulls. Or hulls. So this one requires 9 couple wrought iron and 2 cables. If you put it in an assembler, it's just some polyethylene. You don't have to do the extra metals, but I think, yeah, let's do that this episode. So let me, no. All right, so a little bit different than the way I usually do polyethylene. And it is asking me to go this route, the biomass route. So through ethanol, usually I go through oil. So polyethylene, you need ethylene, and usually I get that from like light cracked fuel or cracked light fuel, steam cracked. Heavy fuel or something. I think naphtha was, I can even find it. There it is. Steam cracked naphtha. Yeah, you get 1 bucket of that, you get 500 ethylene. But I'd have no way to, well, I mean, I could, but I would have to get oil and then distill. But anyway, I think we should just, let's do it the way it is wanting us to do it. I think it's ethanol and turn biomass into ethanol. Yeah, ethanol and sulfuric acid, and you get diluted sulfuric acid and ethylene. So this is the process it wants us to do. Yeah, instead of distilling it. All right, let me get some of the stuff crafted up then for these quests. So I need a brewery, basic brewery, and we also need a distillery. Yeah, because I'm not going to do the distillation tower yet. It's a bit expensive. And we don't have stainless steel anyway, so we can't. But that's HV, and yeah, that's pretty expensive. I do like that, I think. So yeah, well, let me do this and we'll be right back. All right, I got almost everything here for both these. They're very similar, actually. And I just realized I'm missing or glass. But we do have something that we haven't gotten yet. That is really just blaze rods. So we need a blaze rod for that and a blaze rod for that. Now there is a couple ways to do it. The easiest way would be obviously loot fabricator, but to do that we need a blaze. So we need blaze powder, and we haven't quite gotten that yet. Hellish matter, but hellish matter is actually overworldian matter around netherrack. But again, we haven't been to the nether, and I haven't seen any netherrack kind of out. But you can actually craft netherrack. So we'll just have to do this the first couple times. But yeah, chemical reactor, dust block with some lava. Now I just need to go get lava. And I'm trying to remember. I even found lava. I have done almost no caving, so don't really have any lava. But if we do, all right, so I'm trying to think how I want to do this. Do we want to, we could just need 2 hellish matter and you can do it that way. Or, yeah, we're gonna have to do it. We're probably gonna have to do this. Or I could just craft up, I think it's like another cake. Is that what it is? Oh, but you need netherrack dust. Well, that's not gonna work because I don't have any netherrack. All right. Does this actually? No, I was like, does that? Can you? All right. So I'm gonna have to get, I guess, lava. Do I? I know there's a way to make lava. I don't remember. Magma block. Again, we're all kind of coming back to, yeah, that's the only way to make. Wait, you can do slime block, but I don't have slimes. I don't know if I have slime. So I would need, if I wanted to do it this way, I would need 2 of these. So I would need so much slime. I'm just seeing if we could do this without leaving the base. I could just dig down, try to find lava. 4 of those, and that's a lot. So you'd need 8. I would need 72 slime. And I don't have any slime. Yeah, I haven't seen. All right, should we even? Let's. Or anyway, plant ball. Right. I would need. I mean, I think we could do that. Actually, I think we can actually do this. Man, vines. All right, I think we could. This is kind of funny, actually. Now that I'm like looking at this, I keep doing that. Trying to get in a bag. Yeah. If we do, I would have to figure out the math on this. But all right, let me get a whole bunch of this stuff. I think leaves and all sorts. I think we can. We smelt that. Does it smelt that? Yeah, we can smelt that down into. All right, so I think this will be actually. This is kind of funny, actually. We're doing it this way. Is it? What's the shears again? Is it plates? Yeah. All right. Let me do this, and we'll come back. All right. Should we? Should we try this? This is kind of funny, actually. I feel like this is such a. It'd be so much easier just to go find lava properly, but I think that will. Yeah, that'll work in there, even though I have stuff. Although I actually have to take that out. Just kidding. And I really need a. Kind of need a second one of those. Do I have a second tank? Don't think I have a second. Oh, I do. That's right. to do that. Actually, I wasn't sure if you could add more if it doesn't have the recipe. Last question: dust. You just mortar, or you could just pulverize it. Just do that. Wait. Oh, that's not too fast, or not too slow. All right, there's the dust. There we go. There is the netherrack, and then we will do. Oh, I'm just realizing actually, I needed more of that. Well, I'll have to. Yeah, because this is only going to make. This is enough for one. Maybe. Is there like. We get this from. Oh, that's the only way we can do it, isn't it? Netherrack. I'm just thinking, is there like an easier way to... No, I would need... You know what, maybe I should just go ahead and do this, actually. Because I feel like if you're using these two, like it's gonna make me... Like, for this... There's a hellish matter. For the 2 blaze rods that we're gonna need, I would need to use four of these, and like, that's almost... That's almost enough just to get a thing. I would need to get 3 more. Yeah, that seems a bit silly, actually. All right, I think... Yeah, I guess we'll just... man, I should just go find some lava. Yeah, let me do that, and we'll come back. What do we need? It's... 1 bucket is... That's right, 1 bucket is 1. So I need 5 buckets, basically. Yeah, let me go find 5 buckets. Or I could just go get some more slime balls. That was kind of fun, too. But yeah, that's actually quite a large amount of things I would need. Yeah, let me do this and we'll be right back. All right, so I've gone ahead and got the hellish matter that we need here, and I'm just crafting up the blank data module thing, whatever it's called. And last thing we're going to need here is blaze powder to get this. And for that, we need a hellish matter and a gunpowder to get blaze powder. So I had to get 1 more bucket of lava. But there is lava not that far. I just basically dug down, and there is lava kind of down below us. So it actually wasn't that bad. Let me do this. Blank module, and then I think it was that. Yeah, all right, so there's the blaze data module. Now I'm just noticing that costs 1,000 RF per tick. So I didn't quite realize it was that expensive. I didn't, yeah, it doesn't say anywhere. I guess it does. If I, you know, moused over it, I would have seen that. So, how is this gonna... How is that gonna work? Yeah, it's draining it. I may need to, since I wasn't prepared for this much amount of power, we may need to... What happens... Maybe I should do a capacitor, actually. Throw a capacitor right here. So when we're not running it kind of thing, we can store up. There is a quest for it too, actually. Right here. What are these? Electrical steel nuggets, tin wires. Yeah, see, these SMD capacitors make everything just more. You just get more for it, which is pretty cool. Curious what... So dark steel. Redstone rather. I mean, that's nothing crazy. I don't know. Maybe I will go ahead and get that. But thankfully, the buffer is large enough that I can run this, you know, a bunch of times and then turn it off, kind of thing. And yeah, I mean, maybe let's. I'm thinking maybe not run. Let's not run that one. Just because that one's only 64 off protect. Yeah. So we don't really need a whole bunch of this stuff right now. We just needed the 2. So, yeah, that's all we needed for now. We'll definitely get into that more. I think I may do actually. No, that's not going to do. This only has 1,000,000. This actually has a bigger buffer than the capacitor now that I'm looking at it. Yeah, that's pretty typical. I don't know. I'll think about it. I don't think we've quite gotten here yet. But, yeah. Let's clear out this a little bit here. I don't need all my buckets on me. I just need the one. And we'll throw that in there. All right. Because this was going to get a little bit crazy. So let's get this brewery crafted up. And the distillery, and they have almost exactly the same recipes. They're just, these two are flipped. So it actually made it pretty easy to craft up. But there is those two. I feel like we're just keep adding more onto the end. I think I'm going to actually, I think I am going to move this. I have the MV battery buffer craft, or energy hatch craft up. I might as well. Because this is getting a little crazy. So we need a couple more cables. I'm pretty sure I have some in here. Yeah. And that. All right. There we go. So what does it want us to do now? It wants us to get ethanol or something. So brewery, distillery. Yeah, I do know how those work. So ethanol is an alcohol which you can first produce from distilling biomass. Boiling sugarcane in a brewery is a great way to get biomass, but you can also get it from other crops and saplings if you want. Once you have a hefty starting stock of ethanol, consider making and distilling fermented biomass in a distillation tower. Yeah, we're not quite at the distillation tower. I also, since this is actually dropping now, I need to craft up another piston, but I will do that another time. This probably, I'm guessing, probably needs water. Was it biomass we're producing here? Brewing machine. Yeah. Just kind of curious. So that's 160. Plant balls and saplings seem to be the, well, it looks like plant balls are, just kind of curious, would that be? No, that wouldn't be worth it. I don't think. So we need water in this. Maybe I need to craft up another one of these. We don't know. Right, that's quite slow now, unfortunately. So that's going to have to do the 10 for the ethanol buckets. And sulfuric acid, while that's working, let's just take a look at this. Sulfuric acid would be water and, yeah, sulfur dust. It is 57 seconds though, but you do get 3. Do I have a lot of sulfur? I don't remember. We buy sulfur? We can buy sulfur, all right. I thought we could. All right, so there is the biomass, and then does that just go in? What is? All right, that does just go in the distillery to turn it into ethanol. Well, that's a bit annoying. That ratio is a bit annoying. 1,000 to 700. We'll have to go through. Well, I also need a circuit in there. So, really quick. Are those, 2 of those, 1 of those, 4 of those. I'm getting pretty quick at that. We're good on soldering alloy. So circuits, and what is 0? It's kind of a strange circuit. Usually they have something at least. But all right, that's just going to take a little while to go here. Yeah, because this is quite slow. And obviously I pulled my water thing away from my... Yeah, so this is a bit not the most ideal in the world either, so... Alright, let me cut here and we'll come back. Alright, there we go. There is the bucket of ethanol. And we will claim that, and what is it? It wants us to get, yeah, sulfuric acid. And then... Oh, we can also get sulfur from the blaze thing, which we actually just crafted up. That's cool. So polyethylene is just, it's 1-to-1, isn't it? The, no, not that. Ethylene, 1 and 1, yeah. But we need the sulfuric acid, which we have sulfur right there. No. I need another bucket. Of course, the second I put down a bucket, I need it again. I just filled up, I basically filled up one of these tanks and then put it on there. Found that to be easiest. What was it? It was 1 and 1? No, it was like 2 and 1, wasn't it? Yeah, there we go. So that'll be the sulfuric acid. Put that in there. And then we need to add oxygen. So what we're going to want to do is get a whole chain of this, basically. So I would have, if we're going to do it this way, which is fine. I don't mind doing it a little bit different than I usually do. I usually do through the oil, like we said. But I would have like this to this, then ethanol into a chemical reactor, and then I would have another chemical reactor creating the sulfuric acid into another chemical reactor to produce this, which is into another chemical reactor to produce the polyethylene. So that's kind of what I am planning on. I think this needs to come out. Yeah, because as we can see, doing this all manually is a bit of a pain, especially when you're trying to do 3 different processes in one machine. There we go. Wait. Did I look at this wrong? Polyethylene or ethylene. Okay, well, we made a little boo-boo here. We need a MV chemical reactor. Okay, I messed that up. Luckily, MV chemical reactor is easy to make. It's just I think it's just a motor, right? Oh, it's that freaking annoying thing. Yes, that's annoying. That's a little less annoying. But this thing is annoying. What is that? Don't recognize that one. All right, let me craft up this chemical reactor and we'll be right back. All right. That's it. Nice. All right, so there is the advanced chemical reactor. Apparently we got a quest for it. I'll put that down there, and then let's go get this stuff. I do like how you can just very easily move fluids around. Kind of makes stuff like this much easier. All right, so that is the ethylene, not polyethylene, ethylene. So the polyethylene, we'll need to add it to the oxygen. Yeah, and we'll just do it in there, I think. I was like debating, I'm like, do I have to craft up another circuit? But we can just borrow this one for now. All right, and we do have, actually, we'll have to pull out that. I do have some oxygen in that. So we'll put some oxygen in there. Clean. And there we go. So it'll use 1,000 oxygen, and you get 144 of the ethylene. You get 216 polyethylene. It is a better ratio. You can do regular air. You get the exact same amount. If you use oxygen, you get a little bit more. And then if you throw some titanium tetrachloride, which we're nowhere near yet, you get even more. I don't know. That's like almost double there, isn't it? So yeah. But yeah, there is the polyethylene. Obviously, I don't have, well, I don't have enough oxygen for all this to get yeah, I don't have enough oxygen. I would have to get it. And I got to figure out how we want to do oxygen. Probably, I usually electrolyze water, but it is quite power hungry. We're going to get, no, we're not going to get, we won't get enough for a bucket. It's kind of, I don't have enough for it. Yes, unfortunately. So we're not going to be able to finish the quest there, but basically that is the polyethylene. So I think what I'm going to do is sort out how I want to get this set up. Having to do the MV kind of makes this a little more complicated. Like how do we get the... I want to have this all automated so I don't have to worry about that. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to figure this out. We've got to figure out what we're going to do. So it's sulfuric acid, which we can probably turn back into sulfuric acid, yep. And then we could use the sulfuric acid again, kind of thing. So yeah, we'll have to figure this out. I don't know if I'll have this set up by next episode, but I do want to. I'm just gonna let this run and produce ethanol, and we could just kind of do a big batch. Is kind of what I'm thinking for the moment, as I'm doing parkour all over the place. But that's where it went, right? Yeah, there we go. All right, so yeah, like I said, I'll just let this run, I'll let this produce, and we'll get some more polyethylene, and maybe we will get some SMD components. I think because those are just so much easier than that oxygen. Also, I need to check out oxygen. Oxygen. It's not the one I wanted to look at. Or just regular oxygen. Oxygen. We can get it from there, but this is usually how I do it, electrolyzed water. Oh, it is an LV recipe. I thought it was an MV recipe. Maybe we'll do that. But anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.